Here's the harsh truth, bro. Most guys waste years struggling in dating. My clients, they get results in weeks. So in this video, I'm going to explain the simple fact of the matter, which is that you are probably making dating 10 times harder than it needs to be, 10 times more complicated than it needs to be, and I'll show you how to fix that. Okay? Now, first, I'll talk about some of my clients' results, just to add some specificity to this so that you can understand how powerful this stuff truly is when you master it. Okay, so first, one of my clients, I'm gonna hide his name for his privacy because a lot of guys who are struggling with women, they're not super open to the world about it. They don't want to share these things, which is understandable. But one of my clients, he hadn't been on a date in 6 years. 6 years. And in his first week and a half on my program, he had scheduled 7 dates. He scheduled 7 dates and he went on 3 dates in his first week and a half, after having been on no dates in 6 years. Another client, and that same client, he had cold approached one girl in his life. And in that first week and a half, he went out and cold approached 2 girls, which is more than he had done in his entire life. Another client, he had not been on a date in over a year. And in his first month, he locked in 15 dates. So just imagine, like, if you had a system that allowed you to consistently meet and go out on dates with beautiful, traditional, feminine, sweet, bubbly, amazing women who you actually enjoy being around, who respect you, who you can trust, who you genuinely enjoy being around. Like, not these city girls, not the party girls, no, good girls. How would that change your life, bro? So that's kind of, and then I'll talk about my own story too. Like me, myself, a couple years ago, I was struggling. They were tearing me apart, bro. Like, I had 0 successful women in my own life. I was constantly getting ghosted. I would match with girls on dating apps and they would either not respond, or we'd go out on one date and they'd ghost me. And then I was too scared to approach in person. And the few times that I did approach in person, I didn't present myself in the best way. And then they would either reject me or give me their phone number and not respond. I just was unable to consistently date the type of girls that I wanted to date. The girls that I would date, like the few girls that I was dating, they just weren't that attractive and they didn't really excite me much, but I just kept them because I had nothing else. But I had no abundance and I had nowhere near the quality that I wanted. And this is an issue that I see in my clients before they join me so often. Okay? So how, like the main mistakes that hold guys back, there's a couple different things, okay? One of the biggest shifts is a simple mindset shift, okay? Now, a lot of guys, they feel like they just have to be born a certain way to get girls. And the fact of the matter is that you don't need to be born as some Casanova or some amazingly good looking guy or anything like, you don't have to be rich. You don't need any of that. And I dive deep into that, I dive deep into that principle and the bullshit beliefs that guys have about, I need more money, or, I need to be perfectly good looking, or, I need to be so charismatic. And it's all bullshit, complete and utter bullshit. And I dive into that in this video in much longer format. So watch that next. But for now, just understand that these are skill sets that can be built. And even if you don't have the money, even if you aren't conventionally amazingly good looking, you can still get amazing girls. And I know that for a fact because not only have I done it without being rich or without being a male model, so have my clients. I have clients who are short. I have clients who aren't that good looking. I have clients who don't make that much money, who still get results. So anybody who says that you can't get women without having those things is lying. Now, when you have those things, it helps, but you can get women without having those things. Okay, so you have to approach this with the right mindset. Now, the second shift that really changes things for a lot of my clients, and it's about how to get amazing results in cold approaches. Like, it changes everything. So I'll explain that in like 30 seconds. But first, if you
Listen, man, if you're serious about fixing your dating life and finally having the confidence, finally getting your dream girl, well, I built a step-by-step blueprint that's gonna walk you through every step of the way to meeting your dream girl in person or online. We fix everything for you using a science-backed protocol. Now listen, man, we have a very simple 10x guarantee. If you buy this blueprint and in the next 30 days, your dating life doesn't at least 10x increase, well then ask for a refund, keep the course, and we'll send you your money back. And I'll tell you the truth, man. This is the exact same blueprint that I used to charge my one-on-one clients $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for. And they still thought it was a bargain. I mean, my client met, he went from no dates in 6 years to 3 dates in his first week and a half, and now he's dating his dream girl. Or my client Aaron, he went from no dates in a year and almost giving up on dating and being blackpilled to 15 dates in his first month. So listen, man, if you're ready to stop getting ghosted, stop getting ignored, finally master dating apps in person and your own self-confidence, I will teach you all of that in the blueprint. Link is down below. Go buy that right now. It will change your life. I promise you that. It changed my life, and I want to save you 10 years and change yours. Okay? Link down below. Back to the video.
But beyond that, going back to code approach, when you can code approach effectively, it takes 2 steps. So first is destroying the limiting beliefs in your mind and also getting past approach anxiety. So that's what allows you to even code approach in the first place. And if you don't get past that, if you don't get past those fears and those limiting beliefs, then you won't even code approach in the first place. But once you do that, well, now that you're code approaching, well, you still need to frame things in the right way so that you can trigger attraction in her mind, trigger the right emotions in her mind. So with this, when you can do things from the right frame, and you're not just asking her logical questions, but you're doing things that subtly disqualify the girl. She's an 8 out of 10, a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10. She's a beautiful girl, amazing girl. But you're disqualifying her as you're talking to her and making her prove herself to you. Well, now she's pursuing you. And that's just one of the examples of the things that I have my guys do when they code approach girls that completely switches the dynamic and makes the girl actually give her their number, first of all, but secondly, to come out on a date with them, because now she sees value in them. Now she has the subconscious belief and the conscious belief that he's a high value male. And now you have the chance to build something amazing with this girl. And I'm telling you, bro, like when you have the power to be dropped in any city, anywhere in the world, and go and take. Like you see a beautiful girl, you lock on her, and you're like, I want that. I'm going to get her. You walk over, you talk to her, and now she wants to build something with you. Bro, your dating life is transformed instantly. Instantly. Like, I'm telling you, that was the biggest, even before I knew how to do it in a way that tapped into the right emotions in her mind. Even when I was just brute force volume approaching it, like just one after, like just pumping it out, brute force, with no skill, with no pizzazz, with no nuance to it. That alone completely transformed my results. And again, I teach my clients how to get past that fear so they can do that. But then beyond that, I teach them how to not just play the numbers game, but how to play the quality game as well. How to ensure that each approach is as effective as possible. And that is a massive shift that changes everything. Everything, bro. So that's the second thing. Again, the first shift that changes results for my clients is that they need to realize that anybody can build these skill sets. The second shift is being able to go out and cold approach girls in an effective way. Now, the third shift is automating your online results. Okay, now this is another big one. I did this myself about a year ago, a little bit over a year ago. I hired a coach about a year ago because I was working a 60+ hour a week sales job, and I didn't really have that much time or at least I believed I didn't have that much time. It was limiting belief, but at the time I didn't believe that I had enough time to go out and approach girls. So I hired a coach who helped me to set up my dating app profile in a way where I had the right photos, where I had the right bio, and where I was basically just bringing in girls on autopilot. And I was already getting, a decent number of matches at the time, but I wasn't too happy with the quality of women, and I wanted more too. Like I wanted to have abundance. I want to have my options. And so we did the photo shoot, we did a bio, like a new bio, and we changed things up, my messaging, everything. And I paid $1,000 to him, and literally overnight, I didn't think it was possible, but I 4 to 5x'd my matches, and much more than 5x'd my number of dates, like that, overnight. I didn't magically become more attractive. I didn't magically become 5 times more charismatic or 5 times more whatever else. No, I just changed my presentation. Because again, the fact of the matter is that even if you are a strong guy, even if you are a masculine man, even if you have great things going on in your life, well, women don't know you yet when you're on these dating apps. They don't know who you are, and they can only perceive you based on your presentation. So if you're doing a poor job of presenting yourself to them, well, then of course you're not going to get good results. Doesn't that make sense? And again, for most guys, all that they do is they just grab a couple random pictures that they've taken over the years, the ones that they think look decent, and they throw those onto the dating apps, and they create a clever bio, and they try to make some jokes in the bio, and they wait and hope. And they're surprised when they get no results. And again, the fact of the matter is that on these dating apps, it's mainly men. 75% men and 25% women. And you can get results, absolutely, but you have to stand out. And so when you do things in the right way, well, now you have girls coming in on autopilot. You can continue working hard on your mission, continue working hard on your job, on your career, on your business, on your passions, on learning, on developing yourself, on everything else, and swipe for 5-10 minutes a day and still set up 2-3 dates a week with beautiful women, feminine women, sweet women, respectful women who you're excited by. And when you do that, and you can also start code approaching when you're just going about your day-to-day life at the grocery store, at the gym, walking down the street, at the park. Well, when you add in those two things, when you're meeting girls consistently through dating apps, 2 to 3 a week through dating apps, plus you're consistently meeting high quality girls in person without taking time away from your mission and your career, well, now the dating game is solved. Now, of course, you have to actually keep those women. That comes down to being the right man yourself, which, again, I teach my guys this stuff. And a lot of that also comes down to having some accountability in place. Because, I'm sure that you've wanted to improve your dating life for a while now. You're not just watching this video for no reason. But it probably hasn't changed that much. I'm sure that you want it to change, but it hasn't changed. And so it would be fair to say that if you wanted to change and it hasn't changed, well then the definition of insanity is doing the same exact thing but expecting new results. If nothing changes, nothing's going to change, right? Okay. So if you want something to actually change, one of the best ways to do that is, again, an object in motion stays in motion. An object at rest stays at rest. If you just stay at rest, ain't shit gonna change, bro. What you need is an outside force to come in and punch you. That's me. We have, with all of my clients, one of the other shifts is that we have these weekly calls, one-on-one calls, where I call them out on their bullshit, we get, like, I do it in a loving way, an aggressively loving way, but I'm not going to allow men to sit in their own shit. I'm not going to allow it. I refuse for a couple reasons. One, because I want to help guys, but two, because I've put so much work and effort into this program and into getting my guys results. And I have an identity of being an intelligent person and getting results for my guys. So I'm going to ensure that my results are consistent with my identity. And so if I see that you're not getting results and you're not growing from this program, then I'm going to fucking push you. I don't accept failure in myself or in my guys. So nobody who joins my program is allowed to fail. It doesn't happen. So with that being the case, on these weekly calls, I demand excellence. I demand honesty. I push my guys. I call them out on how they're holding themselves back, not just in their dating life, but in every area of their life, in their fitness, in their mindset, in their career. Because all of these things feed back into dating. Nothing in life exists in a vacuum. So, anyways, that's a little bit about, my clients' results, how they've transformed their dating lives and their overall lives, my own past results in dating and how I've transformed it, what specific shifts my clients always go through, and how it all applies to you and how you could use this program to actually change. Now here's the call to action, bro. Most guys, they just keep repeating the same mistakes time and time again, and they wanted to change for a long time. They felt the pain for a long time. No guy wants to be rejected. No guy wants to not have options. No guy wants to be forced to date girls that he's not excited by. But guys accept it because they don't know how to fix it. And if they do know how to fix it, they don't consistently take the right actions to fix it. So if you're tired of just being stuck, and again, you want a step-by-step, guaranteed roadmap to ensure that you get results, to ensure that you fix your dating life once and for all. Again, any guy who goes onto my program, I guarantee results. If they don't get results, I literally pay them. Like they don't just not pay me. I literally pay them for having wasted their time. That's how seriously I take this stuff. And that's how much confidence I have in what I do. So again, if you want to fix dating once and for all, you honestly have no excuses, brother. Like, this is the fix. It's up to you whether or not you want to actually fix it, but we have the solution. We have the solution. So if you want the solution, book a call down below. It's completely free. On that call, I will spend 30, 40 minutes diving deep into your dating life and holding you accountable and giving you solutions on how to fix things either on your own or with my one-on-one guidance. But either way, by the end of that call, you will have exactly what you need to change everything. Okay? All right. Do that right now. I'll see you on the call. Don't be the guy who sits on the sidelines and just talks about changing. Commit to change. I'll see you on the other side, brother. Godspeed. God bless. Until next time.